Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Whispers in the Waxworks. Holly, a dedicated museum curator, found herself amidst the picturesque landscapes of the Isle of Wight. Her excitement about the prospect of discovering the hidden gems of history in the small, forgotten museum was palpable. Little did she know that her journey would lead her to the ominous Whispers in the Waxworks. The museum, nestled in a quiet corner of the island, had been long forgotten by locals and tourists alike. Its creaky doors and dimly lit corridors held an air of mystery, but Holly revelled in the challenge of uncovering its secrets. On a cold, misty morning, she stumbled upon a forgotten room tucked away in the depths of the museum, filled with ancient wax figures. As Holly dusted off the layers of neglect, she marveled at the lifelike details of the wax figures. Each one seemed to capture a moment frozen in time. However, her fascination turned to unease when she noticed an inscription on a plaque in front of a particularly eerie figure, the cursed Coven of Wight. Curiosity piqued, Holly decided to delve into the forgotten tales that these wax figures might hold. Late one night, she returned to the museum armed with a flickering lantern and a notebook. As she approached the wax figures, a soft, ethereal whisper reached her ears. The words were indistinct, like secrets carried by the wind. Over the following weeks, Holly became obsessed with deciphering the Whispers in the Waxworks. The tales were chilling, recounting dark rituals, mysterious disappearances, and a coven that had once ruled the Isle of Wight in shadows. The wax figures seemed to hold the spirits of those long gone, trapped in their haunting poses. As Holly delved deeper into the stories, the whispers grew more urgent, almost desperate. The wax figures, once static, seemed to quiver with a life of their own. The air in the museum became heavy with an otherworldly presence, and Holly's dreams were haunted by visions of the coven's rituals. One night, as the moon hung low in the sky, Holly made a chilling discovery. The wax figures were melting. The once pristine and lifelike features now distorted into grotesque forms, and the whispers reached a fevered pitch. Desperate to uncover the truth, Holly frantically researched the history of the cursed coven, unearthing dark tales of betrayal and revenge. With each passing day, the wax figures melted further, and the urgency of the whispers became unbearable. Holly, now consumed by the dark history embedded in the wax, made a harrowing decision. Armed with newfound knowledge and an ancient incantation, she entered the museum at midnight, determined to release the trapped souls and put an end to the cursed whispers. As Holly recited the incantation, the room seemed to tremble with unseen forces. The wax figures, now grotesque and barely recognizable, began to writhe and contort. The whispers crescendoed into anguished cries, and the air itself crackled with paranormal energy. In a blinding flash of light, the wax figures disintegrated, releasing the tormented spirits within. The room fell silent, the whispers replaced by a profound stillness. Holly, exhausted and drained, emerged from the museum, knowing she had freed the Isle of Wight from the shackles of a long-forgotten curse. The museum, once a quiet repository of forgotten history, now stood empty and eerily quiet. Holly, forever changed by her encounter with the Whispers in the Waxworks, left the Isle of Wight carrying with her the weight of a dark chapter in history that had finally found closure. The Whispers were gone, but the memories of the cursed coven lingered in the shadows, a testament to the thin veil between the living and the supernatural. Months passed, and Holly struggled to shake off the lingering effects of her encounter with the cursed coven. The memories of the haunted wax figures and the desperate whispers still echoed in her mind. Determined to move forward, Holly immersed herself in her work, taking on new projects and burying herself in the mundane tasks of the museum. However, the Isle of Wight had not forgotten the presence of the cursed coven. Strange occurrences began to unfold across the island, unexplained shadows in the night, eerie chants carried by the wind, and reports of ghostly apparitions near the old museum. The curse seemed to have taken on a life of its own, refusing to be buried with the melted wax figures. Haunted by guilt and a sense of responsibility, Holly returned to the Isle of Wight. The once quiet island now buzzed with an unsettling energy. Locals avoided the museum, fearing the residual spirits that lingered within. Determined to put an end to the curse once and for all, Holly delved into the island's ancient archives, seeking clues to a forgotten ritual that could bind the spirits and restore peace. Her research led her to a hidden chamber deep within the island, where the remnants of the cursed coven's rituals were etched onto ancient stones. Holly deciphered the cryptic symbols and uncovered a ritual that, if performed correctly, could sever the connection between the spectral remnants and the physical world. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Holly ventured back into the museum, now accompanied by a group of experts in the occult. The air was thick with an oppressive energy as they conducted the ritual, chanting the incantations and drawing symbols in the air with trembling hands. As the ritual progressed, the museum seemed to come alive with a malevolent force. Shadows danced on the walls, and the temperature plummeted. The whispers returned, more haunting than ever, as if the spirits resisted being banished from their eternal prison. In a climactic moment, the ritual reached its peak. A blinding light engulfed the museum, and the remaining traces of the cursed coven's prisons began to dissipate. The wax figures, long melted and destroyed, left behind an ethereal glow before fading into nothingness. The whispers faded, replaced by a serene silence. The museum, once a vessel of dark secrets, transformed into a place of calm. Holly and the team emerged, exhausted but victorious. The curse that had plagued the Isle of Wight for centuries was finally broken. As Holly left the island for the second time, a sense of closure washed over her. The echoes of the cursed coven were silenced, and the Isle of Wight returned to its peaceful existence. The once forgotten museum, now cleansed of its haunted past, stood as a testament to Holly's courage and determination in the face of ancient malevolence. The whispers in the waxworks had finally been silenced, and the dark histories embedded in the wax were laid to rest. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.